What is up, my nerd familia, and welcome back to another episode of Games y Mas, the podcast where we're talking about all things board games, video games, and pop culture. On today's episode, we are joined by Nicholas Hayner, or Nick Hayner. Man, thank you so much for joining us here. I know, right? I'm so excited to have you on here. We're going to get to know Nick a little bit more. He is we could say a working actor, writer, producer, maybe, or
man, Stuntman. I do a little bit of everything.
Dabble in everything, so I'm very excited to hear about your journey into that and get to know you a little bit more about that. I'm very excited. We have something that we're gonna unveil on the pod. So I'm very excited to do that. Yeah. So if you've seen his work, then you probably know who he is. But for those that haven't seen him, we're gonna get to know him. So I'm very excited. For those that are listening for the first time ever, first of all, thank you so much for listening and for watching wherever you're listening. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Be sure to give us a follow. Let us know. Comment, subscribe, do the whole spiel. Give us 5 stars if you like, or let us know what you want to hear next. Who knows? Your topic could be the next topic we talk about. So I'm very excited to hear about that. And for those that have been watching, following us along, thank you so much already for that, for the engagement, for the conversation that we've had with you guys. All the comments. I love seeing all the comments, the messages, the DMs that you guys have sent me. You guys are awesome. I love you guys, especially the board game community. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. So with all that being said, guys, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñenme a jugar. You ready?
Let's do it.
Are you ready? All right. Let's Taco Bout It. A new segment we're starting here. But before we get into that segment, let's do some icebreaker questions, my man.
Oh, man, icebreakers.
All right, let's go. Here we go. So, Nick, we do icebreaker questions to guests that are first time coming onto the pod. So we'll obviously have you more again. So this will be the first time, so don't worry, don't worry about it. So you're going to hear first here. It's a two-parter question.
Two-part question.
Feel free if you can't answer any of these parts. We can skip over it and move on. But I'm very curious. I like to give out various options here. And so the two-part question is, first one is, what is your favorite board game of all time? We are here a board game channel and very nerdy. Now, what I'm constituting as a board game is everything tabletop. So you have dice games, card games, party games, anything you want to include. That could be a game that you maybe played last week. You're like, I love this, or it's a childhood game. Whatever goes. You can go whatever you want. If you feel like you can't narrow it down, I'll give you a top 3. You can do top 3 if you like.
Okay.
And then the second part of the question is your favorite video game of all time. Again, it's not limiting it to just Xbox, PlayStation, or computer. You can even do arcade if you want to do an arcade game. Again, if you can't narrow it down, we'll go top 3 as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. You're going to hear it first here. What Nick's favorite board game and favorite video game are. So the floor is yours, sir.
All right, man.
Go ahead. What are your favorite board games?
Oh, gosh. All right. So I have early memories of board games. I'm like a daycare kid. I was left in daycare. I say like it's a bad thing. My mom abandoned me in daycare.
I was left alone.
But I was in daycare for a long time. So we played a lot of board games. I had the daycare I went to. I'm from Florida, right? Okay. So we played a lot. I mean, not that has to do with playing board games. We're Floridians, man. We only play board games.
Them guys over there.
So I played a lot of board games in daycare. So I had early memories of Mousetrap. You ever play Mousetrap?
Mousetrap, yes.
Like the ball,
with the cage comes down. Yep.
That was like a big early favorite. So the cut to the straight answer is probably Scrabble.
Scrabble?
I feel like that's basic.
Okay,
but,
no worries.
It's super basic game, but I just if I had to pick a game, but I do enjoy playing Scrabble.
Okay.
But earliest memories were Mousetrap and Candyland. You know what
Candyland,
I mean?
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got the first board game I got My Girls is Candyland.
Okay.
It's so simple, right?
It's just move pieces.
It's about as easy as it gets. You know what I mean? I'm trying to teach them to play it. They don't get it.
Yeah. But they're just throwing stuff around.
Yeah. And then Sorry. And, what's the one you pop the
Trouble?
Trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah. So it's my earliest memory games. So there's a good bit of nostalgia around those.
No, for sure.
However, I did play a game about a week ago with a group of people that you also know.
Okay.
And it is Codenames.
Codenames. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound,
it's like a party game. Yeah. You have to figure out what the codename. You have your team.
Yeah. That was that kind of blew me away, man.
Really?
I had so much fun playing Codenames.
Really?
I was just this might be my new game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I gotta introduce you to some games. I gotta introduce you to some party games.
I feel like these are probably very level 1 games, but
Codenames is a good. It's a good. So in the board game in the board game community, the jargon is like gateway games. Okay. Like, what are your gateway games? Yeah. What are your gateway games? Yeah.
Some code games, man.
Gotta give me some code names here. Hey, you got some of them code names? You know,
you got any board games?
Yeah, I'm getting a little itchy with code names. No, code names is a good one. It's one of your. It's a party game for sure. It's like a big like social, interactive, high interactive game as well. It could be also a good gateway game because it's not very like a big popular game that everyone knows, like Monopoly or like Clue. If you say code names, they'd be like, "What?" And then like you got to show them.
I had never heard of it. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Totally never heard of it. Yeah.
So there's a lot. Those are like I like to call those the gateway games because they're games that you've never probably heard of.
Yeah.
And you're probably like, "Whoa, what is this?" And you're like, "Let me introduce you to this whole world."
I like team games.
Team games are fun.
Yeah.
So you like cooperative, kind of like cooperative type games?
I like cooperative games. Which I mean, like, it's a love hate because I'm super competitive.
Right,
so like, get on the wrong team.
No, for sure. Yeah.
You know, like then I'm taking somebody off.
Yeah.
But I do like the aspect of team games. I think I like a party. So
no, for sure.
So then I like team games because I like a party.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I have a couple of those. I think we'll talk offline and I'll introduce you some games that you'll enjoy for sure. But okay, so we'll go with classics. So are we going with like your number one topic would be Scrabble?
I think just like just straight. It's comfort. You know what I mean?
Comfort, yeah, for sure.
I like to play Scrabble. I play Scrabble a lot with my dad. Like I'm good at it. Like I feel like so like that was just like an early game I remember playing that like I feel like I can always go back to.
Right.
Fun. Video game.
Yeah, let's go video game. I'm curious about this.
So video game, I think number one all time is going to be an arcade game.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of Hydro Thunder?
Hydro Thunder.
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
Goodness, dude. I've not heard that name in a long time.
Dude, it's like hands down Hydro Thunder is my game, bro.
Dude,
like,
Hydro Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah, and then the sea starts vibrating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's like easily like I mean nothing tops Hydro Thunder.
Really?
Every time I go to an arcade or like Dave and Buster's or any of that stuff, like now I got kids, I'm taking them.
Right.
Or like if I see some arcade, I'm like, I'll take a quick peek.
See
like,
what they got.
Hydro Thunder in there. Like no. I think they're phasing it out or something, man. Like,
they're not because I think they're too bulky because that thing is a big. That's a massive.
It's a big,
And like you're like sitting down on it, like I think you fit like two people on that thing because that thing was massive.
Yeah, they're big. I think they're like always like a two-seat, like side by side, so you can race them or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But man, that thing. Hydro Thunder, man. I mean, they used to have it at Chuck E. Cheese. I would go to Chuck E. Cheese just to play that Hydro Thunder. It was so much fun.
Did you ever play? I think it's Tiger Healy.
Tiger. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Or maybe. You know what? I'm calling it Tiger Healy, but it might be Tiger Heli. I don't know. It's a helicopter. It's a helicopter.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen it right.
Yeah. So that was like another one. It was like a stand arcade game, like a joystick.
Right. Okay.
It's like a good one. That we also had that at my daycare. Not the Hydro Thunder, but the Tiger Heli.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's Tiger Heli. Yeah. That was like one. And then like I just remember, just as adult, like I would see it at like an arcade and be like, oh, hyped up. Like let's go play that.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a good one. So those are like my two. Like I could think of those, and then just like. Again, super basic, like N64 Mario Kart guy.
Mario Kart, yes.
I have an N64 now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it for my wife.
Okay.
I got it for Lauren, and then like as a Christmas present like 2 years ago. But like
secretly use yours. You're I got this for you, but I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. So like that and like GoldenEye for N64. GoldenEye, I guess I'm just like a nostalgic game guy.
For sure. No, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the N64 is fun. Are you gonna teach your girls how to play it?
Oh, of course. Yeah, like the oldest one, I think she's getting close. You know what I mean? So you can like try to figure out. The youngest one is like 2 minutes and then it's on.
She's like playing with something else.
Yeah. She'll be like, the joysticks turned over.
I'm trying to buy it. Like, stop that. Hurry up. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, definitely. N64, I mean, that's what a classic system for sure. Yeah, N64.
Right around the time the Xbox came out, GameCube came out.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom, I told her I wanted a game station and she went with the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I didn't like it.
Really?
I had the GameCube. I got like a couple games for it. Like
you didn't get like Mario Kart on there?
I don't remember what games I had. I guess that just tells you how little like I played it. Like I didn't like it, and I ended up trading it into GameStop. Like
really
a year later to like get my girlfriend something.
Oh, nice. Ain't nothing bad with that.
High school girlfriend, like traded in for like $25. You know what I mean? Like 3 games. 2 controllers, a full station. They're like, here's $20. You know, like,
yeah, I can buy flowers with this.
Yeah, man. And then like it was just gone, dude. In retrospect, they should have kept it.
But okay, so video game wise, we're going N64.
Yeah, N64. I think we're gonna go N64, Mario Kart, or GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, okay.
Yeah.
But hands down, number one, arcade, Hydro Thunder.
Oh, Hydro Thunder's easy number one.
Number one, yes. No, great, excellent choice. I mean, I love Hydro. I had the fan that blew in your face too when you're like going fast.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember I had like a little, because I remember being like, oh, it's so cold. Yeah.
I knew all the shortcuts. There's like a level where there was like a waterfall.
You go through the water.
Go through the waterfall. Yes. Man, nobody else knew it.
Yeah, Hydro Thunder. Oh, dude, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. But I mean, I remember.
I'm glad I can help you reminisce.
Yeah, no, you're right. Core memory unlocked for sure. No, definitely. Yeah. Thank you for that. I mean, I just remember those seats vibrating. Like, I'm like, oh, this feels good. But no, definitely a good one. But okay, so Hydro Thunder, video game number one with Mario Kart chasing up there second. Yeah. Scrabble number one for board gaming with a couple more of those classics. Mousetrap.
Rat Trap.
Yeah, Rat Trap.
That's the hood version.
That's a ghetto version. That's the one that couldn't afford Mousetrap. So Mousetrap.
What other board games? Codenames really kind of got me.
Yeah.
I've been on a Monikers kick lately.
Monikers is a good one too, yeah.
It's another party game, you know what I mean?
Party games are good,
Yeah, that's like...
Yeah, can't go wrong with party games. Party games are fun. It gets everyone involved. It has a lot of social interactive with people. That's why at the end of the day, I think that's what it comes down to is like how good of a social interactive game it is. Because your team, you're building those relationships. You're playing some fun games. I have some board games where you're just like it's just you yourself, like focused in, zero in. You're still having social interaction, but it's like you're your own team,
Right.
Whereas like the party games, you're having fun with other friends. So like they're good, relaxing games to play as well. They're not like my go-to games personally, where I'm like I gotta play a party game. But if it's like I have like 8 or 9 people here at the house or hanging out, I'm not gonna be like, let's play this really complex board game that takes 6 hours to play.
Well, I think of you playing games, I think of was it Parks and Rec where it's Adam Scott's character?
Cones of Dunshire? Yeah, the Cones of Dunshire. Dude, that kind of low-key, that kind of inspired me to play board games more.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Carlos and John. You guys, if you ever watch this podcast, you guys got me deep into the world of board gaming. But watching Parks and Rec, I was like, bro, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like Adam Scott or like Cones of Dunshire. He's the architect, creating those board games.
Like, no, you have to roll the dice, pull the lever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to activate your cone. It's funny you say that because I was literally thinking about that scene where like he goes to that one like. Is that a tech firm or the Wi-Fi firm, whatever? And they see that they're playing Cones and Dunshire, and they're like, "Oh, you're playing Cones and Dunshire?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "You know about it?" It's like, "Yeah, I created it." Like, you're the architect. Like, "Yeah, right." It's like, "All right, let's play for it then." Oh man, I remember watching that.
Man,
and then
that's such a good show, dude.
Chris Pratt's character's like, "Yeah, I have no idea what's going on." That was so funny. No, definitely. But thanks for sharing that for the icebreakers. That you guys haven't heard for it first time. Let us know if you have any experiences. Obviously, I'm pretty sure most of you have experience playing Scrabble. Like these are very
basic.
Yeah. But let us know about the video game though, like Hydro Thunder. Where are my Hydro Thunder fans out there? Or what was that Tiger?
Oh yeah,
Tiger
Haley?
Yeah.
Let me know. Is it Tiger Healy or Tiger
Haley?
Haley?
Yeah, correct us in the comments. Let them know what the correct game and send us photos because I have no idea what he's talking about. So I'm curious.
That's a good one.
Curious to know. But Hydro Thunder and then Mario Kart. Can't go wrong.
Surely some arcade heads out there know what game I'm talking about.
Yeah, please let us know. Yeah, there's got to be somebody. That knows what we're talking about, and they'll probably be like, "You were saying it wrong the whole time. You were saying it wrong."
It's actually not even Tiger.
It's Helly Kelly. Something like that. But okay, so we can get moving on here forward with the podcast. Here we're starting a new segment here called "Let's Taco About It." Let's Taco About It. So. Nick brought us some tacos here from. Where'd you bring us tacos from?
All right, we got tacos from Hugo's Tacos. In Valley Village. Cool little taco spot. I ate there out of like 90% convenience and 10% because the tacos are huge.
Really? Okay.
They're like good size. They're not like Desvelados huge.
Yeah,
but they're like good sized tacos.
Sure.
They're pretty good, and they are walking distance from my house, and so like it's just such an easy win.
It's right there. Yeah,
like,
Hugo's Tacos.
Sometimes like. They don't have to be the best, but they're so convenient. They're just like, hey man, we're right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, might as well get them right here.
So I told her like, give me your top 5 tacos and your top 5 sauces.
Yep.
I didn't tell them they're gonna be featured today.
Shout out to you guys if you ever see them. Well, next time you go, I'll be like, hey, check out this podcast. You were featured on here. Hugo's Tacos. Shout out to you guys. I have never tried these tacos personally. So the purpose of this podcast, I guess, it would say, or the segment is. I'd like it to be a segment where whoever I have on, obviously I want to have you on again more times, where we try out different. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to always be tacos. It can branch out to different types of foods. Yeah. But the pun is, let's talk about it. Where we just sit down, have some food that we've never tried.
Yeah.
Maybe give our impressions on it, and then just chat about it and stuff like that. Chat about certain topics. Today's topic will be you, Nick, talking about your life and what the crazy stories that you want to tell us and share. And then go from there. But I'm very excited. Again, I've never had these tacos. I'm hungry, so
dig in, dude.
Do you know what
I think we've got a al pastor for sure. I think there's a chicken taco pollo. Yeah.
These tacos are huge.
We got a grilled fish in there.
Fish, really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh snap! They went all out.
Carnitas. I like the carnitas. There's a little bit of like a cinnamon kind of flavor in their carnitas. I think some.
Really?
Yeah. They're like. I've had that before. It's like pretty good, man. I don't know.
You say you got like sauces too and stuff like that?
Yeah, So I just thought I know there's like a super. You'll have to figure it out. There's one that's like XXXX.
If you see me start dying, you'll probably know why.
Yeah, and then there's like a sweet one that I've had before. If you're into you'll see it's probably like the thickest sauce.
I'm very curious to try these out. You sure you don't want one, bro?
Yeah, dude. Go ahead, man. I took my girls to get Wendy's.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice.
And then they had this Asiago chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah. That thing is pretty good,
dude.
Though.
It was bomb. And then I don't know if you know this, but Wendy's they're like after 100 years they're finally doing something with the Frosties.
Really?
So they had these like Frosties mix-ins now or whatever.
Oh really?
There's I got a vanilla strawberry swirl Frosty.
Really?
Dude, it
was good.
It was so banging, bro. It
was
so
man.
Good, man. I'm a sucker for a Frosty.
Well, let's dig. Let me dig in.
All right, which one you go? What is that first?
I think this is. Oh, this is the fish. Let me try the fish.
The fish? Okay.
Let me try the fish. Have you had their fish before?
I haven't had the fish before. Okay. I'm like kind of saw the al pastor guy.
Okay, let me get it. Let me do it here. I'm good without the sauce.
Uh-oh.
I'm tasting more tortilla.
Okay.
Than I am.
Yeah.
They are double tortilla, which I'm not a big fan of when it comes to tacos because they fill you up so quick.
Yeah. I think that's the point, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to fill you up a lot, but I'm like, I want to have more. It's not bad. The fish could have a little bit more seasoning. If I'm being honest, this is gonna be brutally honest.
It should be, man.
Be brutally honest.
By the way, like I said, I go there 90% out of convenience.
Okay.
So
you're like they're actually not that great, bro.
Yeah.
I just felt like getting.
But they're big. This is actually a prank.
Yeah, it's like these are actually the worst tacos ever. Oh man. Okay, not a big fan of the fish.
Oh God, what is that? What's next? Is that pollo?
I don't know if this is.
I'm hard to please with the chicken taco. I'm not a big You should try something else first before you go back to the pollo.
Okay, I'm trying to know.
Redeem yourself. Get the al pastor or something. Yeah.
All right. So while I'm getting the other taco though, if you want, we can get moving forward with the chat as well.
Oh man.
But as we alluded to in the intro, working actor. You've done some wrestling work, some stunt work and stuff. Which we'll dive more deeper into that. My main beginning question I'd like to ask is what made you want to get into the entertainment industry, into the acting world and stuff like that? I'm very curious. While I get this next taco, I'll let you take the floor on that one of why.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, why the entertainment industry? And stuff
man. So I was so I guess going all the way back, my dad was a professional wrestler.
Oh.
On television. Pretty much for a good part of my childhood.
Like WWF?
WCW, which is sort of like their rival company.
Right.
Who kind of overtook them for a few years. And so I was, kind of and they were so big that it was like nothing to see my dad on TV 2 nights a week.
Right.
And it was cool. And my friends would too, and so I just by default became very cool because of that. My dad's on TV.
My dad's a wrestler.
He would come to the school with the belts, and kids knew him, whatever, and it was very cool. And then so that was always just a seed in me. But then I don't know, but it was just that a dormant seed, right? And then there was a quick time in high school where I was I'm going into the military. I was 99% sure that's what I was going to do.
Right.
And then. But I played sports. I wrestled and did other stuff. And then I got out of high school. I was thinking about college. I was thinking about the military and and all these things. And then my dad and I just had like a talk, and I was like, let me try this like pro wrestling thing.
Right.
And that sort of was like the start of the journey, man. Like, got into pro wrestling. My dad trained me for a few years,
right.
and then probably for more than a few years, really. And then I took off to Japan, which in the pro wrestling world is like the thing you do. Well, I mean, it used to be. I feel like that industry is sort of changing now, but like it used to be like the thing, like. A guy is legitimate if they go to Japan, because in Japan, like it's
like a big thing over there.
It's a big thing. It's a huge thing, and like
sure.
you leave home, like it's very similar with sumo culture.
Yeah.
So like for those of you who don't know about like sumo culture, it's you don't just like go get sumo lessons from somebody. You have to leave home, and so like you leave home, and they recruit from like small towns all around Japan or wherever. And you go and live in the dojo.
So it's like a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, man. Because they gotta fatten you up. You gotta live the lifestyle. So like in sumo culture and pro wrestling culture is the same over there in a lot of ways. So So they call them green boys or like young boys, or whatever. And so like you leave home, you go live in the dojo. Your job over there is like if you're in the sumo life, you're feeding the big guys, you're like washing their backs and cleaning their clothes and training them and like stretching them and like. Your job is just to like eat and work and learn.
Really?
And you just live it, man. It's like going away to school. And it's the same in the pro wrestling world. And so like guys in that industry in Japan are really good because like they live it, man. Like, it's not like their side job while they're working at Wendy's, It's like that's their thing, man. And they got to leave home to go do it. And that's a big part of like I feel like growing is like you got to step away, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Get away from the distractions. And that's what they do, man. And so like that's the same sort of mentality for pro wrestling in Japan. So so I went over there and I lived in what would be like the green boy apartment or the young boy apartment.
Right.
And it's this apartment in Tokyo. And it's where usually if they're bringing young guys over. And my dad had trained me up. I've been touring around shows and like touring.
I went on tour.
Yeah, we went on tour around like high school gyms in Florida, but like doing like little shows and stuff around the South, and I mean probably as far north. I think the farthest north we went is like Louisville for like a thing, and then all around Georgia, and then everywhere under the sun in Florida.
Right.
Crowds anywhere from 3 people to 600 or something. Maybe 1,000. Just local mom and pop.
Right.
Stuff,
It'll fluctuate. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then I took off to Japan to like really learn how to work, and got out there and off and on. My first trip to Japan was 2011, and maybe I don't know if you remember what happened in Japan around that time. They had a big earthquake and tsunami there.
Yeah.
I was like 3 weeks off the boat, dude. Like,
no way.
Yeah, Obama called for like all the American citizens to come home.
Really?
I didn't go, but a bunch of guys did leave. Like a bunch of the foreign guys, like myself, left. There's like a guy that was from Canada. He left. Guy from New York left. This guy left. That guy left. And I stayed. And it like earned me like 10 gold. Like I had bonus points for a lot, so I was like a made man after that.
Yeah, because this guy's committed.
Yeah, he's like committed. There was like threat of like nuclear fallout because that tsunami hit the Fukushima reactors.
Oh yeah.
And so like you may remember like the Fukushima 50 or whatever. Like there's all these like things that happened over there. So the rest of that, and I even had, I think for like 10 days after, it was 8.5 earthquake. So it's like the 5th largest recorded ever of all time in the world. So, or at least it was at that time.
Right.
And this was 2011. So I was there for that. And then, like I stayed, I did like charity shows or whatever. The first 10 days, there was like no Wi-Fi or anything. And so like, I didn't call home for like a week.
Really?
And so my parents were like freaked out, And like the first trip is like the first call was like a $5 a minute payphone call, I'm like, hey mom, everything's okay. I gotta go. Love you, bye. I'm fine. Yeah. Like, are you coming home? No, I'm not coming home. Are you sure you're not coming home? Yeah, I'm not coming home. Like, I gotta go. Yeah.
4 minutes. We got 4 minutes.
Yeah. And then like now it's like call my dad, call my nan. You know what I mean? Like calling everybody. Like guys, I'm not coming. Yeah, dude. And so like just doing that, man. And then that's when things got really cool for me, man. Like I really learned to wrestle over there and got to play big arenas. You know what I mean? And like 20,000 at one point, and like just stuff like that. Well, it was released as 20. I don't know how many, but like stuff like that, man. And it was really cool, man. And got to just like live that dream.
Yeah.
And then I got back to the States, and so I've been going off and on for 2 years.
Right.
And then I got back to the States, and there was like a movie filming called it was a Jim Caviezel movie, and it was filming in Louisiana, and it was called
Passion.
Yeah,
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of Christ, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Oh, cool.
Dang, man. Anyways, it was about De La Salle High School here in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I forget what it's called, but they needed football players, like guys that can play football in the movie. And I go there, and the stunt coordinator was the one picking the football scene because they had a bunch of big hits and stuff. And I was like, oh. And the guy was like, hey, man, like the tattoo, doesn't work for... I had the sleeve by then. Okay. You know what I mean? I was only like 18.
Right.
No, I think at that point I turned 21. So I was like 21. And he was just like, hey, I had long hair from the pro wrestling days. So like my head, like super long hair. And like, that's not the look we need for like a high school guys.
Yeah.
And like, you're kind of buff, and like, which is fine. We can make that work. But like, also you got the sleeve tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, cool. I could just wear like an Under Armour sleeve. And they're like, well, this movie takes place in... 2001, and so like we didn't have Under Armour sleeves or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, man. I'm like, so I'm not gonna play football in this movie or what? You know what I mean? And they were like, we're gonna pass on you. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Yeah. And so I hung around. I hung around out there a little bit, and then I did a stunt school there.
Oh, okay.
I think I did the stunt school first. Okay, so that's what it was. I did the stunt school first. It was called LA Stunts.
Okay.
A guy named Mike Long and Shelby Swatek, who actually recently passed. Those two ran it.
Okay.
Mike is like a former big-time stunt driver.
Oh, nice.
So he does like a stunt school, which is kind of like questionable territory in the entertainment world.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah. People don't like, because you're bringing new guys in, right?
Right.
Like, you're taking our jobs,
Right.
Like,
oh, got you. Yeah.
So it's like that thing.
Like, who's this dude?
Yeah, man. So like, and they teach you not a comprehensive thing, but like, they teach you the basics of here are like 3 different ways to do high falls.
Got you.
Go practice them. Let's go practice them 100 times. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like,
right.
Here's how you get hit by a car. Here's how you do fire burn. Like you're not an expert when you leave the school, but like you have a good working knowledge.
Right.
And then I think that's what it was. I hung out there with a guy, Derek Townsend, who I met there at the stunt school. And then I came back home for a minute, and I tried to get on, the Pirates Dinner Theater.
Pirates Dinner.
It's like in Anaheim. It's like Pirates at the dinner show. Yeah.
So it's not like the
it's kind of like medieval times.
Medieval times, but pirates. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it all the time when I would go to Disney. You see like on the bus.
Yeah.
The commercials.
They advertise. Yeah. So there was a guy who was in charge of running that, and the guy from the stunt school was like, "Hey, you should hit up this guy. I trained him or whatever. Or I helped train him at some point."
Right.
So I hit up that guy. His name was Jake, and I was like, "Hey, man, trying to get a job because they have one in Orlando. I'm from Tampa, right? So I'm like, I could just commute. I could start doing that in the meantime." And this is all I was thinking, like, this would just be good experience to help me get like a WWE contract.
Okay.
And so and like add to my resume with them. And I applied for the Pirates Dinner thing. I didn't get it. And I'm like, of course.
You're too buff for a pirate.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I even got long hair, bro. Like, pirates have long hair.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Every Disney movie, they have long, So I was like, all right, whatever, man. And then I heard about the football movie, and so I called up the buddy that I made from the stunt school who lived in Louisiana. And he's like, you can come stay with me. I go do the football thing. I didn't get picked, and then I was like, can I just stay? He had an empty room in his apartment. I was like, can I just stay? He's like, yeah, man, just like give me what you can give me for rent. Super cool guy. Because he was paying for it already. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So he's just like, I think I stayed there for like $300 a month or something.
Oh no, not bad.
With total love, bro. And then I just gigged around trying to like do extra work and trying to hustle stunt sets. And do you know what a stunt hustle is?
No, I don't know. What's a stunt? Yeah.
Okay, so a stunt hustle, essentially, it's like industry jargon, but like that's how stunt guys get jobs. It's not really auditions like an actor. So stunt guys hustle sets. So they'll show up to a production with like a headshot and a resume and a reel, and they'll just be like, hey, man, like they'll meet the coordinator in person, and it's like, hey, can I move pads for you today? Or like help you set up for free, right?
Right, right.
Total pro bono, like, can I help you today?
Right, right.
And usually the coordinator is like, 50% of the time, they're like, yeah, man, come on. Like, I got some stuff I need you to carry, or like whatever. And then half the time they're like, just leave your resume in my trailer. I don't have time for this.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And so, I would just hustle sets, show up. Hey, this is who I am, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. Great. Hey, stick around, ask questions, whatever. Great. Stay out of the way.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of fun, dude, because you're just sneaking on sets.
Yeah.
Or sneaking in base camps.
Yeah.
Or like I wear a vest and I got a clipboard and it's just a way for me to get in,
Yeah. I'm with Scott.
Yeah, I'm with Scott. You don't know Scott?
Go, get Scott over here.
Yeah. So that's what I would do, man. And I would just show up there, whatever. And then finally, Just looking for ways because you got to get into the union. The stunts are part of the Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same. They had the same barrier. They're on the same contracts.
Yeah.
As principal actors.
Oh, okay, got you.
So like, so yeah, man, that's how you got to get. So you have to get a SAG card to work as a stunt guy, just like you have to do it as an actor. And finally, that guy that put me through the school, Mike, I've been out in New Orleans for about 8 or 9 months,
right,
hustling around, trying to do stuff. So Mike calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, Nick, I got the perfect job for you." He's like, "I'm coordinating a show in Atlanta," and I'm like, "Atlanta? I thought you lived in New Orleans, you know?" Like,
right.
And he's like, "Well, I'm moving to Atlanta, and I'm coordinating my first show there, and it's going to be for a full season, and I need you to double my actor." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "And how tall are you again?" It's like, "I'm 6'4". He's like, "Well, my actor's 6'4", and I was like, "Well, does that matter?" And he's like, "Probably not." And he's like, "Can you wear lifts? Like, can you wear boots and like lifts in the boots?" And I was like, "Absolutely, dude."
Right.
And so then I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do this stunt thing just long enough to get my SAG card, and then I'm gonna go try out for WWE, and then they're just gonna like they're gonna love. Like, I've been to Japan, I've got a SAG card, and I'm trained by like." Like in my eyes, a legend. You know what I mean?
Right,
My dad and whatever.
Right. Exactly.
So I was just like, okay, great. This is going to be everything that anybody could ask for. So I go out to Atlanta. I have no money. I don't know anybody in Atlanta.
Right.
And I'm doing like secretly, without like telling my parents, I'm doing like 2 days Red Roof Inn, 2 days car. Like something like that. Like
yeah.
And then like my dad would send me like a couple $100 and be like, "Okay, fine. Now we're like 4 days Red Roof Inn." You're like,
Next dad,
yeah, whatever. And like, just kind of like lying and not telling them what's going on,
right.
And just doing the thing in Atlanta. And I remember like there's a place in Atlanta, a really cool like happening spot called Atlantic Station. I remember getting kicked out of there like twice.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like security guards, like, "Hey man, you can't sleep here," And I'm like, ugh.
One more.
Because it took so long for like any checks to come in. Because dude, I'm doing like pre-production, and I'm not getting paid for it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm just like there, hanging out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who's this guy I'm doubling?" And it was before I guess he like really, really blew up. It was Jason Momoa.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So my first ever real job in Hollywood was a stunt double and stand-in for Jason Momoa. Like,
really?
Who is now Aquaman, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So that was cool, man. I met him eventually. It was great. And then another guy, who's now one of my like BFFs. His name's John. He comes to hustle the set. Mm-hmm. Doing the stunt hustle, like we talked about.
Right, okay.
He shows up and he's like, he thinks I'm a big deal because he's never met me before.
Right.
And I'm doubling Jason Momoa. You know what I mean? So he's just like, "Hey, Mr. Momoa stunt double,
Sir Momoa stunt double.
And he's just like, "Hey, I really want to work on this show, and I just moved to Atlanta from Florida." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, I'm from Florida. Stick around." And he's like, "Okay, cool." It's like, "I live in an apartment with a couple other stunt guys. Mm. We've all moved here from Florida. We're trying to make it, whatever."
Yeah.
And something, dude, like. And so he's like, and I was like, great. And I told him my story, because I don't know, I'm just talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, so you're really new to this too." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, you got such a great job." And he's like, "Why don't you come? All the stunt guys train at this gym here in Atlanta. You should come train, because now that Atlanta film community's taken off, there's stunts going on.
Right.
All these stunt guys train at this gym." And so I go there a couple times with these guys, meet them like once or twice. And then one day we go to, it's not In-N-Out, but some dive diner over there in Atlanta, and or like burger place or whatever. And they're like, "Hey, dude, where are you staying?" And I lied to him. I was like, "I got a cousin, like everything's fine, whatever, like it's all good." And they're like, "Is production putting you up?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna be, right now I'm like, I'm in a hotel, but I'm going, like I'm trying to play it super cool."
Like you legit,
Yeah, because I'm like, by the time I'm gonna start making money soon, and then I just like hotel it or figure it out.
Right.
And then, or like get a, whatever the thing was. And then they were like, "Do you want to stay with us?" And I was like, "What?"
Oh,
and they're
wow.
like, "Yeah, man, like the rent, it's like 4 of us, so like the rent's gonna be really cheap, and like if you need a place to stay, just like let us know. Like you just crash with us.
Yeah.
If production's not putting you up." And I don't know what compelled him to ask, but like it saved me, dude. Because like I was like,
toughing it out.
Yeah, there's no way, bro. Like there's no way. Looking back now, like it was like another like 2 months before I got paid. So there's no way. Or like another month, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happened, man. Like I stayed with those guys. I slept in the living room,
Yeah.
And then that saved me, bro. And then the show started, and that's how I got my first gig on it's called the Red Road. It was on the Sundance Network.
Oh, wow.
Martin Henderson, Jason Momoa, Tamara Tooney, and Tom Sizemore were like the
okay.
Yeah. It was like the main cast, and it was super cool, man. I did a full season, which was like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Doubling, and I'd never really been on a movie set besides extra work. So the coordinator, Mike, was just like, dude, stand in also for Jason so you can learn what's happening.
Yes, yeah.
You need to learn. He's like, you need to know who the director is, who the DPs are, you know, who the producers are, the extras. You need to know everybody's job. You know, he's like, and you've never been on a set. So he's like, you need to figure this stuff out quick. So it wasn't just like stunt double for Jason. It was also standing in with him. Yeah. Which is cool, man. And, you know, he was, you know, nice enough that first season. Like, I ran lines with him. I got to hang out in his trailer. And, you know, it was like a baptism by fire.
Yeah, okay. Dang, that's crazy. Dude, what a story, man. That's crazy.
That's my origin story, man. That's how I got in, dude.
That's so crazy, dude.
I know it was a really long riff, man.
No, it's good, man. I'm enjoying my taco. Well, half of it, because it was a fish taco. But okay, so you were stand-in and a double for Mr.
stand-in
Momoa.
And stunt double for Jason Momoa.
Aquaman, aka the dude from you know, Minecraft, whatever.
Khal Drago, did all the things.
Cool. That's cool. And you said he was pretty cool. He was pretty chill.
Yeah, man. That first season, we did 2 seasons. I did 2 seasons of that show. I would say he got Aquaman in between first and second.
Oh, do you?
You know, I'll say the relationship wasn't maintained after the first one, but like the first season was great. I do have a cool story from the Red Road.
Let me take a bite of this taco.
Yeah, take a bite of taco, man.
Let me see this next one.
This next bite. All right, which one are you going to?
I don't know, man. I'm guessing this is al pastor. This is carne asada, and I don't know what this other one is. So let me go carne asada since
carne asada.
Since I know carne asada is carne asada.
Yeah.
So let me give it a bite. I finished the fish one. Still not impressed.
Okay. Hugo's is 0 for 1 right now.
0 for 1 right now, but let's try this carne asada. I will say, though, it's hard to find a good carne asada spot.
Okay.
Good carne asada. I was talking to Lauren about that, where we're like, it's hard to find like a good carne asada.
Honestly, bro, like great tacos are hard to find in LA, man. Like, which sounds crazy.
Okay.
It's a little redemption.
Better than the fish, for sure. I'm just getting like all tortillas. It's pretty good.
Okay.
The carne asada is really good. I need to try it with the salsa though.
Yeah, pick a good salsa, man. Like what?
I want to try the spicy ones, but I'm like, we're like not deep into the podcast, and I don't want to be dying midway.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe do like a little pinky test first before you. Oh, okay. You go and tell me like whatever.
Let me go to the mild. Let me go to the mild. Let me see.
Yeah, that's got for sure mild. Nothing super hot as green.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me try with the salsa. See how it tastes.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
Adding the sauce makes it better.
Yeah.
Hands down, much better. I'm still getting a lot of tortilla though, but I'm digging it. I'm digging the carne asada.
Sweet redemption.
But I want to dig this story you want to tell me about though.
Okay, man. This is probably my best Hollywood story.
Okay,
so,
let's hear it.
Oh man, I set myself up for failure. It's my worst Hollywood story.
They're like, just Momoa shook my hand.
Yeah. He did. Okay, this is not the story, but he did throw me a little birthday party.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. That like I don't remember. Man, I must have been 23, 24. Yeah, man, he threw me a little birthday party. In Atlanta, there is this really cool place where they put actors up and like industry people up at called the Cotton Mill Lofts, and it's in a little kind of like a little hipster pocket of Atlanta called Cabbage Town. Ooh, yeah, it's a cool pocket, man. Like definitely like one of the coolest, most underrated little pockets in a big city.
For sure.
And there is the place called the Cotton Mill Lofts, or like the Stacks, and it's an old like cotton mill factory. And it's like super cool, man. It's a really like gangster spot. And anyways, Momoa was staying there. Half the cast was staying there. Right. Put him up in like whatever these lofts and stuff. And so I like stayed the night one night, and at like his like loft or whatever. And then the next day it was like my birthday. And he's like, "What do you want to do, bro?" And I'm like, I was just gonna go home, man. Like, you know, don't worry about me, you know. And he's
like, play Scrabble.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna go look for an arcade with Hydro Thunder.
I'm gonna play Hydro Thunder. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, bro. I was like, you know, let's go get something. You know, it's with the Whole Foods. Got a bunch of steaks." He starts calling up the cast. He's like, "You guys gotta come over. It's Nick's birthday." They're like, "Who's Nick?" And he's like, "You know, my stand-in for my stunt double for the last like 2 months. You know, like." I
thought his name was Harry.
Yeah. Like we didn't like, you know, these people don't even remember me. You know what I mean? It's like half of them came. Okay. And it was great, man. Like we just hung out by the pool. And it's funny, man. That turned out to be a very fortuitous encounter for him. because we're hanging out by the pool at the stacks at those lofts, whatever.
Right.
And we're hanging out by the pool, and he looks over and he goes, Damien, Malia, what the heck, And like he runs over, and they're like two old friends of him and his wife's from like when they lived in Hawaii, I guess.
Really?
Dude, and like they just like reconnected at that moment, and Damien is like still his like trainer like to this day.
Really?
Yeah, and that was 10 years ago, man. Like,
really?
Or more. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And so like it was like 12 years ago, like 11 years ago.
Oh,
and like
snap. Okay.
that just like that hooked Damien up big time. Damien is like a massage guy, like a big time like massage therapist there. And also like he owned and operated like some yoga schools and things like that, and then like his wife Malia as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so they reconnected with Jason then, and like I can still like see them, you know what I mean? Like they're still like they're still training together and doing stuff. Damien still preps them or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Last I heard, saw. So I was like, what a great encounter for those two guys. That really worked out.
Sure.
But
like my birthday did that.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy, dude. But like, yeah, so that was the thing. But okay. My best story from the Red Road. And so Tom Sizemore is passed away. You know who Tom Sizemore is?
I don't know who that is. No.
All right, Jamie, pull that clip.
Yeah, where's my Jamie?
I'm just gonna pull up
Go ahead.
Pull up a picture of him for you.
You might want to put on Do Not Disturb.
He actually passed away here in Burbank.
I'm good with faces. I'm bad with names.
Yeah, you'll recognize this face, dude. Hold on.
Like you said.
You recognize this actor? Yeah. He's in a ton of stuff, man.
He plays like some villains too.
Yeah. He's a great villain, man.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy in this show too. He was an actor on the Red Road.
Okay.
I will like. He died like I want to say 2 years ago, dude. Like his list of movies: Black Hawk Down, Natural Born Killers, Heat, Saving Private Ryan, bro. Like Passenger 57, that was a good movie. I think it's kind of underrated movie. Big Trouble, like
which one?
Pearl Harbor. Underrated movie, Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes movie.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, Tom Sizemore, kind of like an old Hollywood legend.
Right.
He's a wild guy, dude. So
really?
Like,
parties too much?
Big partier, was a big partier. Tom, and he had like Tom. I'm not breaking any news here. You can Google it. Like, had various troubles on productions because of his partying and drug use and all this. Right. So, and this production was no different.
Really?
So one day I'm at base camp,
okay.
And somebody comes up to me. I'm not gonna, because this guy's still alive. So
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, so I won't say anything. And they're like, "Hey, Nick," and I'm like there as like a stunt guy, or no, I was there as a stand-in.
Okay.
Jason's work was done for the day, so I'm just like there,
right,
enjoying the free catering, hanging out, and trying to get noticed or something. And this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, Nick, can we see you for a minute?" And he pulls me aside. I'm like, "Sure." And like for those like. Stunt guys sometimes can be used as like utility guys on set because they're stunt guys, they're the cool guys,
Yeah,
Have you ever seen Fall Guy?
I haven't. The one with the Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, yeah.
I heard that's a great movie.
It's a good movie, dude.
I need to see it. My brother always keeps telling me, and I never see it. I'm like, it's always on there. I'll watch it, guys. Don't worry, I'll watch it.
Yeah. All right. Remind him.
Yeah. On the comments, tell me to watch Fall Guys. Yeah.
It's not bad, man. So basically, they're like, "Hey, dude. So Tom Sizemore was supposed to be here at 9:30, and it's like 11:30 or something a.m. Right?" I'm like, "Okay, great." And they're like, "Can you go get him?" And I was like, yeah. And they're like, "Well, so here's the thing. He's not answering his phone, and he's staying at like the Marriott downtown Atlanta or something." And I was like, "Okay, Tom's at the Marriott." So they're like, "Just go get him." And they're like, "And just do whatever it takes to get him here, please." And I was like, "Great." And they're like, "You can handle it yourself, right?" And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
yeah. Like, is he gonna fight me?
Yeah,
like,
about to fight? What's going on?
Yeah. And so I was like, "Okay, sure, dude." And so he's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, I was like, "I don't know, like $100, like fill up my tank with gas." I had a truck at the time. And he's just like, "Yeah, man, like think a little deeper, And I was just like, "I don't know, bro." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Are you on a stand-in contract or a stunt contract today?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm losing it." And I'm like, "Stand-in." He's like, "Cool, we'll put you on a stunt contract for the day," which is like, 3 times the pay.
Yeah.
I was like, "Great." And he's like, "And did we use your truck last week for something?" And I was like, "You did." And they had done it for some scene. Jason's character was driving or something, and they drove my truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so it was like, and they had to put it on like a trailer. So they're pulling. He's fake driving it.
He's fake driving. Okay.
All right, and they're pulling it, and he's like, and that it probably messed up your tires, right? And I was just like, yeah.
You're like, oh, I see what I'm picking up what you're putting.
I was
down.
like, that trailer destroyed those tires, bro. Yeah. And he's just like,
my suspension is shot, and my brakes are done.
And he's like, so that'll be like what? Probably $600. And I was just like, yeah. And I would say so, you know. And like, and the tires were terribly destroyed, you know. So I was like,
and they weren't cheap. So
and so like they were totally destroyed, and so he's like, all right, great, thanks, Nick, go handle it, you know. So I go to pick up Tom. I get to this hotel. I go to the reception. I'm like, I'm here for Tom Sizemore 207, because they're like, why are you like? You need like a code to get to the elevator. You need a key to get to the elevators.
Right.
And they're like, oh, we got the call. Go on up, you know. So I'm like, great. So I go up. I'm like knocking on the door. He's not answering. I call the guy. You know, I'm like, hey, Tom's not answering. Like, just keep knocking. So I'm doing knocking. And then finally, like, it's been like 20 minutes, you know. And I'm like, I don't think he's here. And they're like, he's there. Get him here. And I'm like, all right, dude. So I'm like beating the door like the police. He's like, opens the door, you know, chain on kind of thing. What do you want? You know, kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Tom, my name's Nick. I'm here from the Red Road production. I'm here to take you to base, man. Yeah, you were supposed to be on set at 9:30. Now it's like, you know, 12:30.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, all right. Oh, damn, like, my alarm clock fell, you know? And I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah, sure, buddy, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, my alarm clock fell, you know? And he's like, oh, just go downstairs. I'll be there. And I'm like, all right. So I go downstairs. I'm waiting. It's been like another 30 minutes. That guy's blowing me up, you know? Where's Tom? And I'm like, look, I'm working on it, you know? He's
almost here.
Yeah, so I go back upstairs and like, I'm like knocking. He's like, I'm coming, you know? And he comes out and he's got that like, you know, Tom Sizemore, he'll talk like this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. So like, I'm like hand holding him, getting him downstairs. He's like a disheveled mess, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, sorry, my alarm clock fell, you know? You know how it goes, man. Just like, you know, my alarm clock. And I was like, yeah. I was like,
I can't afford one, but okay.
I was like, you know, like try getting a wake up call, you know? Like, surely you've heard of that. You know? Like,
you have a phone? Oh, okay, interesting.
So anyways, so then he's just like, oh yeah, whatever, man. And he's like, oh, I gotta run back up to my room. And I'm like, you're not going to your room, Tom, you know? Like, so I go to get him, whatever. And then we get in my car. And he's just like, so am I late? And I'm like, yeah, you're pretty late, dude. And he's like, you didn't tell your lead actor he's late, you know? He's like, oh man, he's like, what do you mean you're telling your lead actor he's late, you know? He's like, look at you, you know? Like, you don't tell that to a guy, you know? And I'm like, well, you're pretty late, bro. Like, what am I supposed to tell you?
My guy, it's tomorrow.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know how much money you're costing production right now, but it's something like a ton, you know?
Yeah.
Like, whatever they're paying me is like a tenth of like whatever you're backing them up on.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, so we get in the car and he's just like, can I smoke in your car? He's like, he didn't ask. He's like, I'm gonna smoke, you know? And I was like, you're not smoking. Please don't smoke in my truck, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, come on. Like, oh my God, I can't smoke in your truck. He's like, I'm the lead of the show. You know, I can't smoke in your truck. And I'm like, dude, like, yeah, man, you can't smoke in my truck, bro. I'm sorry. And he's like, I'm late and I can't smoke in your truck, you know? And he's just like, he's a mess. He's pissed.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, can't smoke in your truck. Oh, that's effing guy, you know? And he's like, I didn't. And I was like, yeah, man. And like, I think I threw something out there about like I tried to drop a hint because he didn't come to my birthday thing, you know?
Oh, really?
I think I tried to drop a hint. I was like, you might know who I am if you came to my birthday, you know? And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm paying tuition for some girl out here, you know? Yeah, I had to go see her, you know? I was like, okay.
She's special to me.
Yeah, like one of 30, you know? And, okay. And then anyways, man, so I got him back to base and he threw a big temper tantrum, you know? And then I got the little payday from production and it was nice, man. I got Tom there, you know, whatever on time. I don't know, man. And then like I ran into him like in the makeup trailer like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Tom, Nick. And he was like, never seen you.
Like, you didn't recognize?
I'm like, bro, I was like, you were just in my truck. I was like, remember, I couldn't smoke? and he's like, yeah. And he's like, did I ever tell you I played football for Notre Dame? And I was like, he's like, I was going to play football for Notre Dame. And I was like, no, I didn't. You didn't mention that, you know?
Yeah.
And then like the lady's like working on his hair.
Yeah.
And then she goes over and he's just like, she comes back and he's like, hey, I got a bald spot. You know, you got to fill it. And she's like, no, it wasn't filled. I didn't fill it last week, so I'm not going to fill it today. It's got to match, you know?
Yeah.
And then she walks away and he's just like, these effing people, you know? he's like, let me tell you something, kid. Like, nobody's ever going to look out for you more than you. And he gets like the hair filler thing, you know? Yeah. And he's like spraying it himself, you know? And yeah, dude. And then like he gets like the trimmers, you know? Yeah. And he's like, let me. And she's like, Tom, and he's just like,
oh, my gosh,
like actual hair is coming off, you know. And he's just like, it's fine, get away from me, you know. Like,
oh my
dude.
God.
And he's just like, like remember what I said, you know, nobody effing cares about you but you know. And I was like, all right, dude, like, and like the football thing just like never came up again.
So about Notre Dame.
Like, anyways, man, that was like that's like, I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of Hollywood stories.
No, that was a good one.
For my first ever like job, you know, like this was a cool experience. Nothing, it was never duplicated for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I never got to go pull some like, you know, probably hungover actor out of their
yeah,
hotel
no,
before, like,
yeah,
again.
you've got yeah.
Yeah.
Would be funny if you were like when he was there, like doing his his makeup, and he's like, "Did I ever tell you a story about this kid that picked me up at my house?" And you're like, "Oh no, I couldn't smoke in his truck. It was horrible."
I was like, "What?" Yeah, dude. I was like, "You don't remember me from 2 days ago, man? Like maybe it was a week. Like max is a week, you know." But
she'll be like, "Are you the lead actor? Are you the lead actor?"
You can tell the lead actor is late. It's like, what kind of guy does that, man? You know,
That
he
dude
was like totally disgusted that like I told him he was late. I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh jeez. Well, shout out to you, Tom. R.I.P. Tom. You crazy nut.
R.I.P. Tom.
R.I.P. Tom, crazy nut.
He lived hard.
Yeah. And this next taco's dedicated to you. I'm gonna try the next one. Jeez. Okay, I don't know what this is.
That might be al pastor, man.
Okay.
I'm talking enough, bro. You should just be munching over there. I'm not even giving you a chance.
Well, no, because I want to. I'm listening, but like I want to like.
I'm long-winded.
Taste them. No, I love it. I'm enthralled. I'm like, dude, like, tell me more of this story. I don't care about tacos anymore. This is the Nick show right here. I want to talk about it. Let's try it. Yeah, this looks like al pastor. Let's give it a while. This one's good.
Nice.
Al pastor's good.
Hugo's redeeming yourself.
Shout out to you. Take out your fish menu.
Look, man, stick with what you're good at.
That's good. It's really seasoned really well, and it's got a good kick to it.
I like a good kick. That's nice, man.
Yeah, Hugo's okay. I see Hugo.
Some of these places try to do like a chicken al pastor. I'm not with it, man.
No,
it's got to be pork. Yeah,
it's got to be pork. It's got to be pork because you can tell the difference.
Oh,
you can for sure tell the difference. Okay, so we heard about your origins. We heard about that crazy story with Tom. If you were like to run by, like bump into Jason Momoa, would he recognize you? Do you think?
Nah, man.
Not one.
I don't think so, dude. We had like a good run, and then
but it wasn't that memorable for him.
There was a distinct. I
don't want to get you canceled.
Yeah. There was like a distinct difference between like season 1 relationship and season 2 relationship.
Oh, really? Some switch?
Yeah, I even got. Anyways, season 2 was like different. I mean, he came back. He was, he's Aquaman at that point. Like it had been announced. There wasn't much to do on season 2 and the stunt stuff. They didn't need me to stand in.
Got you.
I was already starting to get other stunt jobs, so like I wasn't there like 24/7. You know what I mean? Like. The relationship just wasn't like there. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like, I mean, one of my buddies and I have like a joke. Who was like one of the roommates at that stunt apartment, where like after I had just moved to LA, I had like started acting, and doing other stuff. And then like I sent him a text because I got to LA, and I was just like, maybe now's our chance to like rekindle it. You know? And like, I don't know how stupid I could have been, but I was like, hey Jay, what's up, bro? It's Nick, and he's just like, who this? Like with the actual D. And I was like, I was like, hey bro, what's up, man? In LA, would love to kick it, whatever. And he's just like, who this? And I didn't even respond.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Wrong number, sorry.
Which is fine, man. Like, I get it, dude. You're like you don't have time for this. Like, he probably gets 100 of these, a day. So, like, I totally get it, man. But, like, just, that was about it, man. So then I just went on. I got my first acting job while I was actually filming The Red Road.
Oh, really?
One of the girls, there was a little boy on set. It was like a child actor. Mm-hmm. His mom comes up to me one day. She's like, are you Samoan? And I was like, yeah. She's like, my son is half Samoan, and he looks like you. Can you come meet him? And I was like, sure. So I go meet him, and then, like, she's like, his dad is Samoan or whatever, and she's white, and that's my mix.
Yeah.
And so, and she's like, you should meet my friend. She's an agent in North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I was like, great, I'd love to. She's like, you ever thought about acting? I was like, I have. And so, she sets me up with her friend. Her friend's like, I would love to have you on the roster. Can you do like an audition, like audition for me?
Right.
So she sends me like a self-tape request.
Okay.
I do it. I don't think it was very good, but she signed me anyways.
Really?
Yeah. And then the very first audition she sent me was for The Originals, which is a spin-off of Vampire Diaries.
Okay. Yeah.
You do Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, I know Vampire, and I know The Originals.
Yeah, it's a CW show.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And so she sends me on audition, and it's like a 1-line scene, and it's with Daniela Pineda. She did like Jurassic Park. Anyway, she's like younger Latina lady, girl.
Wait, she did Jurassic Park? Which one?
She did one of the Jurassic Park. It might have been like Chris Pratt Jurassic Park #2. Whatever that second one was.
Oh, okay. So recently.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
My boy. I'm
She's
a Jurassic Park fan.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was keyword there.
I was like, hold on. Now you're speaking my language. Whoa.
She might have been the second one. Anyway, She was great. And that was my very first, I booked my very first audition.
Oh.
Yes, I went in for it. It was an in-person audition. It was like a 1-line scene at a bar. I was like, hey, buy you a drink. And then next thing you know, it's like cuts over to like us like making out. like in the bar at night or whatever, and then like her friend comes and is like, "Get out of here, loser!" And I'm like, "Sorry, bro."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like and so that was my very first audition, like acting audition. Probably a 1 in a million shot, but I booked it. Like a little close. Yeah, man, and totally just probably all look. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Less skill, and went filmed that, and I was like, "Oh." Big career coming.
I'm coming for you, Tom Cruise.
yeah, man. Like this guy books his first audition. I think something, like I really thought I was something, man.
I'm better than you, Tom.
yeah. And then that was it, man. I started acting and booking more stunt roles, and kind of felt like now's the time to move to LA after about 3 years in Atlanta. And that's what brought me out here.
Damn. By the way, I tried this new sauce. And it's sweet and it's delicious.
The sweet one, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a good sauce.
It's kind of different, right?
It's like super different, but like with the pastor, oh my gosh, I'm digging. Hugo, holy crap! I was watching a clip on the State Farm commercial, which we'll get into in a minute. The guy was saying that you did stunt work for Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, is that true, or was that guy spinning out false news?
No, man, that's legit. Okay. So I went and hustled another stunt hustle. A legendary. Now he's a young guy, dude.'s probably my age, man, or young enough. But his name's Sam Hargraves. He directed Extraction, the Chris Hemsworth movie on Netflix for Netflix. He directed that, but like before he was super big time. I mean, he was really coming up as a stunt coordinator.
Okay,
and super talented guy. And I went and hustled him for Hunger Games. He was a coordinator for Hunger Games.
Okay,
and he put me on Hunger Games Mockingjay. I think it's the Mockingjay Part 2.
Okay, so like,
which was the fourth one, and like
one of the last ones. Yeah.
And so he put me on it for like 2 or 3 weeks, man. Like I had a great time on that, and then after that, he booked me on something else, and then I went and he just happened, he saved my number, whatever. It's in his Rolodex of 1 million stunt guys. Okay. I'm nothing special. He just picked me out, and hit me up. He's like, "Hey, we need some stunt guys to do sort of like nondescript stunts on Captain America." And I was like, "Well, I'm free," So I went out and did like 3 days on Captain America. Nice. I think it was.
Was it the first one? The first Captain America?
It was Captain America Civil War.
Civil War. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah. God, man, I'm like struggling to even remember what I did there.
Really?
Like, it's probably.
Is that blurry? That.
Yeah. Like I just don't even like. Honestly, man, I don't remember. Like, really? I know that I did a scene with Daniel Bruhl.
Okay.
Yeah. Who? Like it was a. This might have just made like. I took a pretty hard like bump like to the head, like I fell.
Oh, really?
But like I don't. It's not. That's not why I don't remember. It was just like it was a very non. I think there was like a bunch of stunt guys. I think Daniel Bruhl drops like gas canisters in like a funeral service.
Yeah,
and a bunch of people just
falling over.
Yeah, like do stuff, and then I was like there for something else where you couldn't see my face.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like really, the key
simple stuff, and then do.
Yeah, I think the key for stunt guys is like if they don't see your face, they can use you again.
Really?
You know what I mean? So like, because like if there's like a scene where Cap is fighting 30 guys, like there are.
Yeah.
If you could just come through and then just like you take your punch, boom, eat it, and flip out a camera or whatever where they don't see you. Then like the next time Cap is fighting 30 aliens,
he can use you again.
And they just keep using, and you can use the same guy. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, "Did we see your face? Hey, watch the dailies. They didn't see your face. We'll bring you back."
Okay, gotcha.
And so like that was the thing. It was just like hide your face, like try to boom, take the bump. You know what
Kicks
I mean?
in like you're like, oh
yeah. You'll see it, man. Stunt guys are just like like shamelessly trying to hide their face.
Yeah,
like,
so they can be used.
I'm like, dude, the camera's right here, bro. Like, you might have to like.
It's a close up on your face, bro. You can't hide that. You can't hide
man.
that.
Like I'm sorry, dude. Like just take it, man. Like you got your payday. Like.
You're done. Move on to the next project.
Yeah,
man.
get on to the next project, man.
You're not gonna be back on.
See, I did some like Captain America and did some other stuff for him, man, and I guess that kind of fueled me for what was to come. In 2022, State Farm commercial I did. They booked me as like their generic Superman.
Okay.
So I did like this State Farm commercial. It was on wires. It was very fun.
Yeah.
It was like 22, I think. It was a great commercial. It was a really fun commercial, but it didn't like get a ton of airplay.
Right.
And I think maybe it's because it wasn't like officially Superman. It was like State Farm Man or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That they just called Superman.
Superman-esque kind of guy. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like maybe they didn't have the rights.
Got you.
And so that happened, and I'm out here, I'm working, whatever, and then so this is my latest project. This was State Farm Batman.
Yeah.
An actual Batman.
Actually, yep.
Yeah, dude. And so that's where this comes in. And so like I was kind of worried. Like my agent hits me up. He's like, "Hey, dude, I got you this casting tomorrow. It's like 5 p.m. in Santa Monica. And I'm like, it was like a Friday.
Ugh.
And I'm like, guys, if you're in LA, I live in like Studio City, Valley Village area.
Yeah.
What the heck, man? So I'm gonna have like traffic going.
Yeah.
Worst traffic coming.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 p.m. in Santa Monica, and I'm like, who's casting at 5 p.m. on a Friday?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
On a Friday. Yeah.
So I'm like, if I get there at like 4 or like 4:15, their session's probably already started.
Yeah.
And then I could beat the traffic coming home. And that's exactly what happened. I got there like super early. They had already there were like 20 Batmans deep at that point. You know what I mean? Like I just skipped the line a little bit. You know what I mean? So like I go in and I do the audition for Batman. And it was like me, casting director, like a big whiteboard. And they're like, here's a bunch of lines, random Batman clips.
Right.
Say them as you're like fighting off bad guys as Batman.
Okay.
And I'm like, just let me be clear. Do I need to do a voice? Is it Nick voice or is it like
Christian Bell-esque?
Yeah. And they're like,
Patterson.
we need a voice. So I'm like, okay, here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. This is my best. Like off the top of my head, this is what he sounds like. I'm not prepared for it. And so I'm like, okay, great. And so the lines are, and I'm like, all right. And you're like, you're just gonna be fighting around, like a good neighbor, like, boom, like do a kick, do martial arts. And I was like, and like, all right, do this, like come through and just like hit these lines that are on the board and I do it, and I'm like grabbing some, pretending to grab some guy and I'm like picking him up above my head, and I'm like, I am the darkness, like,
justice.
Whatever. And then at the end, just like look over and see Jason Bateman's seeing like standing over there and just be like, what are you doing here, Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then so I did that like twice. Then I leave, and it's so funny, dude, because all of the Batmans are like in one room, and then I look over and like there's a bunch of guys that are like the Jokers. And they're all in the other room.
Oh, really?
But what's funny is because like all the guys that were playing Batman, like myself, were all like auditioning for Batman, are just like a bunch of normal dude, like, a bunch of guys who were just like happen to be wearing like black jeans and like a black shirt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're not dressed up.
Right.
Every guy that was auditioning for Joker was like full Joker.
Decked out,
like,
really?
Like I don't know if that was a note they gave. I find it hard to believe that was a note they gave him.
I'm pretty sure they want to be the Joker that bad. Like we're gonna show you. If you're Batman, you're like, I'm not dressing it up in a dark suit.
Yeah, I guess that's I don't know.
Right.
You guess, but
right.
There, I didn't ask anyone, but there was like a room full of guys like full on Joker, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So whatever, man. That was like Friday. I texted Lauren, my wife, and I was like, all right, that went pretty well.
Yeah.
I feel like I did good there.
Nice.
And then like the next week on like Thursday, they were like, hey, you got a call back. And I'm like, please don't be 5 p.m. in Santa Monica. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be whatever, 2 p.m. tomorrow. And I was like, great, call back.
It's 5:05 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
even worse.
Even worse.
Yeah. And then so I go for the callback, and it's like a room full of State Farm people there, and like probably some like Warner Brothers, this and that, whatever, and the casting guys. And so I just go in. And now they're like, okay, Jason Bateman's going to be in this commercial, and it's going to be this, you're going to do that, and giving me some ideas. And they're like, okay, so like these are lines more closely associated with what you're going to actually be doing.
Yeah.
So just like hit it. And so I did it, and they're like, great. And have you ever been on a wire before? And I was like, I didn't want to tell them that I did Superman for them because I was worried they wouldn't book me because I had done something for them in the past.
Yeah.
They saw my face.
Right.
Are they gonna like?
We don't want to use you again.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't say anything. I just said, yeah, I've been on wires, done a bunch of wire work, and so that was it, man. And then like I texted Lauren again. That's like my routine. I either like give her like thumbs up, thumbs down. Like that didn't go well. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I booked this. Like I just felt really good.
Yeah.
And which is funny, man, because usually for me it's the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel like you didn't.
Usually it's like I bombed it.
Really?
Booked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the times I'm like, there's no way they can't choose me. You should have seen what I did. Like I had them rolling, And then it's like ghost. So I texted her.
You said I was good.
Yeah. I was like, knock on wood, it's good,
Yeah.
And then I booked it, And then there was like a mild panic a few days later because I guess like Warner Brothers has the final say and they had already booked it, so they had to send it out to them. Maybe James Gunn, I don't know.
Right.
Whoever the guy is, they approved me as Batman, and they approved me, and then off we went, man. And so I filmed Batman. Got to work with Kai Cenat, SZA, Jason Bateman, of course, and that was such a cool. It was the I just don't know. Like, for sure, it's the biggest thing State Farm's ever done.
Right.
But like the call sheet was like the call sheet of like the Expendable. Like, it was such a big crew. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, there's like 4 locations in a night. You know, there's like, you know, there's a full huge base camp, all sorts of rigging, all sorts of stuff, man. Like, you know, round the clock catering and craft and all this stuff that, like, I mean, it just felt like a big production.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we shoot this thing, and then halfway through, they're like, by the way, this is for the Super Bowl. And then it doesn't make the Super Bowl. I think there was some, like, the fires in LA.
Yeah, there's some controversies with State Farm. They were been in hot water, no pun intended, but hot waters for sure. Yeah.
So it didn't make the Super Bowl. They held it, and then it released. It's awesome. It's great. It was a super fun thing. I'm hoping, you know, they keep that partnership going with Marvel and we do some more stuff. But the guys
DC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, DC, my boy, got you. Partnership
Marvel.
with DC.
Oh man, yeah, partnership with DC. Sorry again. I know there's some hardcores that are like, what a jerk.
He does not deserve to be
I think
Batman.
he just lost like half the audience. Yeah.
Everyone's like tuned in and they're like, oh no, we're done.
Yeah.
Cancel. Turn off this podcast.
What a jackass.
That's all right, man. That's right. He meant DC, guys.
Yeah,
Come on. He meant DC. All right. He's played. We were talking about Captain America earlier, so give him some break.
Yeah, right?
He made Jason Momoa, so shut up.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So
Tom gave him a hard time.
Oh man, dude, terrible. So anyways, yeah, man. So the guys that did my cowl is a group called Ironhead Studios. They did the costumes and the cowl for all the Batmans, bro. Like, except for Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
So like Clooney, Kilmer, Affleck, like all the crew.
Really?
Super cool guys, man. And like the last day of filming, I was like, bro, what do I got to do to take this thing home?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because this would be awesome. And the guys were like, hey, we can't give it to you because, you know, whatever. Name the reason.
Right.
And then we had like a little lunch a couple weeks ago, and they're like, look, we couldn't give you that one. And also, you don't want that one. It's foam latex. A couple of years, it's going to dry out. It's going to crumble, blah, blah, blah. But we loved working with you. You were like, you know, like, we'd rather work with you than some of these guys we worked with in the past. And I was like, for me, that was like the biggest compliment I've ever gotten in like the industry. You know what I mean? They were like, you are like Batman for us. And
definitely.
We don't know who the new Batman is actually going to be, but like...
I know who he's going to be. It's going to be Nick Hayner. That's who it's going to be. All right, guys, let's make this happen. It's going to be Nick Hayner.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so they were like, we made this for you, and it's like hard plastic. They mounted it, so I'm going to do the big...
Let's see. Here we go.
Here we go.
Damn!
So,
look at that. Is it in the shot?
I don't know. I think it's in there. So, like, if you can see...
Look at that. For those of you that are listening on Spotify, we have Nick. He's holding up his cowl. A replica of the cowl.
Of the cowl. And they even did a Batarang with like State Farm, Batman, Nick Hayner, like the date, like everything.
That's
it's gangster.
So cool.
It's mounted. It's forever memorialized.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's like my actual mold. I guess the only difference is the eyes. Like, I couldn't see out of the eyes as they had originally done them.
Oh, really?
And so they had to cut my actual eyes out more. But for this one, there was no need because I'm not wearing it. So,
right. So
yeah, man, like this will be up in the house.
That is so cool. It's funny though because when you look at it, it looks like he's like laughing. He's like a big
the cow mouth is open.
He's like doing the Joker laugh.
The first thing was just one of my youngest daughters was like, "What's he eating?"
He's nothing. He's Batman. He doesn't eat. That's so cool.
Yeah, dude.
That's so cool. What are the company again?
It's called Ironhead Studios.
Ironhead Studios. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, man.
You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Thanks for hooking up my boy Nick. You know,
Tomo and Mike are the guys.
Tomo, Mike?
Yeah, man. Those guys. Mike's the painter, and I think he does a lot of carving, and Tomo does all the other stuff. And man, those guys are so cool, and they were like so giving, and they were just like, dude, we love the way you like wore this suit and the cowl and like how you represented yourself on set. For me, it's like
for sure. Way to kill it, man. And if they ever watch this podcast episode, shout out to you guys. You guys did a phenomenal job.
Guys.
That's so cool that I'm glad that you got it. I mean, I'm happy for you that you got the gig in the first place.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it before, like when you're in the works of it, so like that. So like you were telling me about like, oh, I don't know if I've got it. You know, if James Gunn's involved. So I was like, you got this, my guy. You got it, bro. You're gonna kill it.
I can't believe it, man.
It was a journey for sure.
It was a journey. Like, got to do a lot of wire work. You know, got to jump, like do some high fall stuff. You know, got a bunch of lines on it. It was great. Filmed a lot of stuff that like I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Again, it's just more of like Batman's coming like through the smoke and like with like a red light. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it's just like the director, whatever second unit director, whoever's like, hey, Batman, say, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like tacos,
Yeah. Hugo's tacos are good. Yeah.
Hugo's tacos. Like the whole thing.
Don't try their fish.
So all of you who think Will Arnett voiced or did the Batman for the State Farm commercials, I hate to break your heart, it is not Will Arnett.
No. It's my boy Nick in the State Farm commercials. Everyone's thinking it's Will Arnett. Will Arnett's not that physical. I mean, you could have been Will Arnett stand-in, but who knows? Yeah. But no, he did it. He did all the lines. He did all the choreography. He did all the stunts. He did all the scenes.
There was like a 7-person fight scene that got cut out of that.
Really?
Like that first thing where he's like, go home, Bateman, do a podcast or something. Was like, I mean, we did full rehearsals, like 2 days of rehearsal. Like, I mean, the scene, I'm trying to remember the fight off the top of my head, but like Batman lands, like one guy comes and it's like, boom, back elbow, and then it's like throat shot, and then like this guy gets flipped, this guy gets the boot, whatever. Another guy comes, block underneath, ditches him, what I mean? Like, it's like a very involved fight.
Yeah.
All you get is like,
the 2 seconds of it,
You get like me flipping a guy over, and then like
That's
it's
it,
like kick the Two-Face, I think is what you see. You see like kick the Two-Face, but it doesn't really register, and then like one guy over, and like that's it. But it's actually like what I like to do, which is like the fight. You know what I mean? Which is like bow, 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 bow. Like it was pretty cool, man.
That's so cool. I know. Yeah, watching the commercial, I'm like, that was super quick for like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like a long process, but don't need to get shown like 2 seconds of it.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man.
And the lighting's not good because they like darkened it even more so you can barely see it.
I wish somebody would have got. Somebody has to have. If you're watching, and you're with State Farm or
if you got that BTS stuff.
Yeah, if you got that BTS fight, man, I'd love to have it. Just no one post it.
For sure. I just want to see it. I just want to watch it.
Yeah, I just want to see it.
And show like, 7,000 people. That's cool. Definitely. That's so cool, man. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, what a journey, man. What a journey. Starting off, you went to Japan and you did all, the doing the stunt hustles like you were saying. Now to, you did Batman stuff. I'm pretty sure you got some cool projects along the way. Coming up. I mean, very excited to see that. I'm hoping, bro. I'm telling you guys out there, anyone that's like producer wise and you want to watch this, whatever, like you have your Batman, bro. Like James Gunn, I know you're listening. All right, I know you're listening, my man. We got your Batman here, bro. just work with him a bit more.
Gunn sitting in his office right now.
He's
like writing the next Batman.
Like turns on my podcast. He's like, oh snap! I do need a Batman.
He's actually a big board game guy. You never know.
Oh, hey, James Gunn, come on, bro. I got you. Like, I'll introduce you to games, but you gotta do me a favor.
That's right.
You gotta get my boy on here, and then. Well, I'll introduce to the whole world. I'll give you your gateway game. Bro. Trust me. Yeah, no, definitely. I want to try this last. Well, I have 2 more tacos. Let me try these last 2 tacos before we round off this podcast here. I don't know what it is. But I'm gonna.
Did you get a carnitas yet? I thought I ordered a carnitas.
I think this might be the carnitas one.
Is it like thick shredded or
It's like pretty thick shredded. It looks thick.
Oh no, I bet that's chorizo.
Is it chorizo?
Yeah.
Oh. Let me try
I think that's chorizo.
It's a little late for chorizo, but I'll try it. It's chorizo.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Okay.
I like things salty.
Uh-huh.
It's a good salty.
I like salty too.
Yeah. I want to try this last taco before we round it off. And by the way, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but you are our 50th episode, bro.
Oh!
So you are our 50th episode. No other great way to do with tacos and talk with Batman and then,
man, 50th.
So, guys, we made it to 50 episodes.
Dang.
Like I don't think I was going to, because life, getting busy. Dude. But I'm glad we made it to 50. And what better way to start off a segment and our 50th episode than do with tacos?
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
And talk about your crazy careers and life story with being as Batman and and which while I get my next taco is whatever happened to the wrestling. Ever thought about?
I still, man. Look, I'm an old man now, so I don't have the like.
John Cena's an old man too,
bro.
Yeah,
man. Like every once in a while, man, I get like a little urge. Like I'll watch a WrestleMania or something, and I'll get like a little urge, like I want to do it, like I want to do. I think about it all the time. I always say that, like I told Lauren this, like if I had a choice right now, like WrestleMania, it's like the biggest wrestling event of the year, right? So like if I had a choice right now, if somebody said like you can have your own like my dream role for me, like on the acting side, like Mission Impossible, you know what I mean, like or like some sort of like cool action movie, or you can main event WrestleMania. For me, like I'd still 10 out of 10 choose WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, yeah.
Like I don't know, it's just like a thing in there. You know what I mean?
It's different,
you never
man.
forget your first love, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, yeah. Go back to that.
It's that thing, man. Like I just can't let it go. Like do I still train? I haven't been in a ring in I don't know, man. Like since I met my wife, so it was like 8 years. You know, like. But I still got it. Still got a little urge, and every once in a while, like
get the itch.
Yeah, I ran into some wrestlers, some like WWE guys once around town, and they're like, come, they got a gym here in town.
Yeah,
they're like, come to our gym, man. We'd love to have you. Like they knew who my pops was. They're like, oh yeah. You were what company were you with in Japan? Oh yeah, we know so and so went there. Blah, 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 and they're like, oh man, we'd love to have you come roll around. And I'm like, maybe I will. You should,
man.
Maybe I will, man.
Hey, just to get those connections, man.
Yeah. You never know.
That way you can give me some free WrestleMania tickets.
Yeah, dude. So I kind of like every once in a while still kind of flirt with it, man. But I'm like, I'm not going. But and then what was the movie? There's a wrestling movie that came out not too long ago too.
The one with the Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh. Trying to.
With the three brothers, or whatever.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna
Ironheart or something like that.
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw or something.
Yeah, man. And that was
sorry if you butchered. Let us know in the comments.
But that was like. That kind of got me motivated for like 30 seconds. I was like, I'm going to do it, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the movie's over. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm back to being Batman.
Yeah. There's so many, like, because those guys were trained by their dad. You know what I mean? And so, like, I was also trained by my dad.
So you can relate right there.
Yeah, man. So, like, I got, like, a little emotional,
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, but I used to be, as a young guy, as, like, an 18-year-old kid, like, I was embarrassed, to go out in front of, like, 6 people on a Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Right.
What I've learned now is like if you can pop 6 people, if you can get 6 people, by pop it's like industry terms, like if you can get 6 people to cheer, or boo, like depending on if you're a good guy, if you're a bad guy, right? But if you can pop 6 people, it's a lot harder like to get 6 going than it is to get like 60,000.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like 60,000, they're committed, man. You're at WrestleMania, so they paid $300 for a ticket.
Yeah, for sure.
They had to sit in an hour and a half of traffic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they're in a big arena. They're already primed. Yeah. Right? Like it's so easy. If you can't pop 60,000, then like you need work, bro. You're not good. Like
go do something else.
yeah, man. And there's guys. They've got guys there right now at WWE who can't get over with like on a live arena. When like people are driving 2 hours to get there. Right. You know what I mean? Like they're ready to cheer for somebody.
Right.
But like this guy, like in this thing, you're at like a high school gym. You know what I mean? There's like 4 people there. And they're there because like they've got each of them have like a 6-year-old who wants to come watch wrestling. Yeah. And the ticket's $5, so it's no commitment. Right. They'd rather be on their phone. Yeah. They're laughing at you with like the grown man in his underwear running around. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but if you can get them like to go, then like you can. So I've always had this like sort of belief in myself because like I always felt like I could get over like on the indie crowd. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like you know what I mean, and that 60,000 is just those 6 people just multiplied. You know what I mean? Right. Times 1,000. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A lot of people.
Times 10,000. Right? So it's just like that thing. So like you know what I mean? So like. And sometimes with no entrance music, no pyro.
Just walk up to the stage.
Just like 2 guys, out there in their underwear.
Let's go. Let's get it on.
Exactly, man. Like doing it. So like, yeah, man. I always got like a little, little itch back there.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Let's end it with this last taco.
All right, here we go. So last taco.
I'm putting on
bite. I feel like you need more water. I mean, you. That'd be a good way to end it with your mouth on fire.
That's why I'm putting with the. This should be the XL, right? This is the XL.
That's got to be the XL, man. They gave you a lot of XL too.
They did. So
it's hot.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, commit to the bite now, man. Oh, he's putting more on.
Let's put more on.
You can't see this. He just took if you can't see it, he just took a pinky dip, like a pretty healthy dip.
Yeah, that thing was. Oh, jeez.
And then now poured more of it onto the taco.
We gotta end in a bang.
It's gonna hurt now and later.
Yeah. Literally, seriously. It's hurting now, and it's gonna hurt now, and even more later, and then the next day it's gonna hurt.
Oh God. Nice.
I'm gonna get any of this stuff. This is the chicken, by the way. It's hard to get chicken. It's hard to get chicken down.
It's hard to get chicken down, man.
I will say, though, adding this salsa on there, though, makes it 10 times better. As I struggle with this taco, and we're ending the podcast here, I always give an opportunity for any guest to plug in anything you want to plug in, anything you want to share to anyone that maybe they can find you on certain socials or anything that you want to share your works with. Obviously, State Farm. Go check out that State Farm commercial. You can YouTube it. It'll pop up automatically. Red Road. Probably check out Red Road as well.
Yeah, man. Check out the Red Road. It's fun. Check that out. Check out the State Farm. Leave them a bunch of comments. Let them know you want to see Batman again. You know what I mean? I'm that rare actor that is not on social media.
Really?
Yeah, man. I made a decision right before my first daughter was born that I needed to be present. And
smart.
Dude. And also just stay out of trouble, and man, I think it's kind of like a God thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But just kind of this is for me, I just wanted to
oh jeez. You're gonna hear
yeah. I'll make it quick, dude. But yeah, I just wanted to be present with her, man. And I never look back, dude. It's been so great. And so some people say it's a must for the industry now, but I don't think so, dude. I think God can make a way for for any way that you're ready for. And so
I can give you hundreds of actors that don't have social
media.
Yeah,
man. And if the time comes when I book a huge movie and they're like, hey, dude, we need you on socials to promote this. They're great. I'll get on, promote it and do my thing. And then, I don't have to.
Lauren, do it for me.
Yeah. Or Lauren, that'd be so great. I need a manager. Yeah.
All right, Lord, hold on. Oh, jeez.
He's dying.
I am dying a little bit. This also.
We got to wrap this up. Get this guy some water.
We're good. We can go up. Oh, jeez. Check him out, guys. Check him out on State Farm.
I'm on IMDb. Yeah, man. I go by my. We made a move not too long ago to go by my family name, which is Nick Iali'i. So my family name in Samoa.
Oh,
okay. So you'll probably see on IMDb or whatever. That's it was Nicholas Hayner. Now it's Nick Iali'i.
Iali'i. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's how they find you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's it, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me on, dude.
Hey, man, I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for
taco love.
Share taco love. Next time we have you in here, you're gonna eat too, bro.
Yeah.
None of this Wendy's stuff.
No Wendy's, double Frosties. Munching on my kids.
Your daughters can wait. Okay. And also congrats. You got a baby boy coming soon. That's gonna take up some time. I know for sure. I just want to say thank you. First of all, for coming on. Secondly, for being part of our 50th episode here. Very excited. I mean, I got to eat some tacos. It was an honor to hear your experience. I don't think I've ever heard your full story. I've gotten clips, snippets and stuff when we talk at church. But it was cool. I loved that was a crazy Hollywood story with Tom. That's one for the books. I don't think you'll ever top that.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man.
And that's
cool.
and I don't think you ever want to. But it's a good story, R.I.P. Tom. And then shout out to the guys that helped out with the
Tomo and Mike.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
I'm gonna cut you off to shout you out, dude, because this is super cool, man. You have a vision for something, you have a real interest in something, and for anyone listening or watching, if you want to start a podcast, you can do it, man. You just got to put in the time. You want to talk to interesting guests. You want to talk about your favorite subject, board games, tacos, whatever the thing is.
Break your mouth off like me.
Yeah, dude, you're doing it, man. You're living, you're doing the thing that you're passionate about. You're really good at it.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And yeah, man. Shout out to you, bro, for
I appreciate it, man.
For really living the dream.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I do the podcast for. I just love talking to people. This was such a joy to have you on here. I mean, I think we went over an hour, but it felt like we were talking for 10 minutes, man. It was awesome.
It was really fun.
I could talk to you for more. But no, yeah, Nick, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing. And check him out again. I'll leave links below to the State Farm commercials.
Yeah, man.
Anything else you want to? I'll text you if you want to send me any links that you want me to share. I'll share your IMDb as well. And everything.
Yeah, cool, man.
So give him a follow. Let him know he's not on social, so don't find him there. But check out his.
If you see me in the streets,
say hi to him. Say what's up. Call him Batman. What's up, Batman?
Let me hear your best Batman voices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And anyone that stuck around and listened to us, thank you so much. Thank you for watching me. If you're watching me burn my mouth with these tacos, Hugo's tacos. They're great. They're fish tacos, not so great. Their salsa is great. They have a sweet salsa. I don't know what your guys' sweet salsa is, but that thing was amazing. It was great. Man. I mixed it in with the al pastor, and it was it was so good. So you guys,
that's the perfect combo, I guess.
If you want to shout out again, Hugo's, where they're at, located again.
Yeah, corner of Ventura and corner of Riverside and Coldwater.
Coldwater. That's for all you LA peeps that are listening here. You can go check out Hugo's Tacos. They're awesome. I'm not sponsored by them at all.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Hey, if you want to, I'll eat your tacos all day. I like your tacos; they're great. I just don't give you your fish tacos, but give me your other tacos. They're great. And that salsa, give me that salsa, sweet salsa. That thing was great. But yeah, go check out Hugo's Tacos out. I'm looking forward to more segments. We'll try out some on. I was telling Nick, before recording, we got to do some wings next time.
Yeah, wings are up next, man. I'm a big wing guy.
Let's do some wings. I'll figure out a topic we can talk about for wings and stuff like that. And I'm very excited. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Y nos vemos para la próxima.